From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo. The 80th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz by Soviet troops is being marked today at the site of the former Nazi-run death camp in southern Poland. Royalty and world leaders are attending today's ceremony, including Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and King Charles. Before the ceremony, Trudeau was set to meet with elderly Canadian Auschwitz survivors who also made the journey to Poland. Jocelyn Kestenbaum is a professor at the Benjamin N. Cardozo School of Law in New York. She offers suggestions on what people can do.
Think about how others are being treated, are facing identity-based discrimination and violence, and ways that you as an individual can act to combat those forms of discrimination and violence.
Israel this morning is abiding by another part of its fragile ceasefire with Hamas. It has begun to allow thousands of Palestinians to return to the heavily destroyed north of the Gaza Strip for the first time since the early weeks of the 15-month-old war. Fire and police officials are still investigating what caused a deadly apartment fire in Hamilton, Ontario that claimed 3 lives yesterday. Hamilton's fire department says 2 children and 1 adult are dead after fire broke out at the Eastwood apartment. Chief David Cunliffe says crews arrived to find flames and heavy smoke coming from a lower floor apartment, and firefighters made multiple rescues to help people out of the stairwell and hallways.
When the firefighters got to the first floor, to the apartment, we had fire blowing out of the apartment into the hallway. Extreme heat, extreme smoke, extreme flame.
Paramedics took 13 people to hospital as well, ranging from a 1-month-old baby to a 77-year-old senior. On the 5-year anniversary of the COVID-19 pandemic, Canada's Chinese-speaking communities are reflecting on how their early precautions were met with confusion, ridicule, and hostility. However, medical professionals say measures such as masking and social distancing proved crucial as experts learned more about the virus, specifically on its capacity for asymptomatic spread. Kim Shea, a music producer in Coquitlam, BC, recalls being berated while shopping with her newborn, where another woman called her an awful parent for masking her child.
Well, at that time, I wanted to yell at her, mind your own business. But I didn't. I just, politely walk away, and I just vent on my Facebook.
Toronto-based medical microbiologist Dr. Susan Putanen says many of the steps taken early by the Chinese-speaking community has since become viewed as staples in effective respiratory disease control, as researchers learn more about COVID-19's capacity for asymptomatic spread. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Patrick Mahomes accounted for 3 touchdowns, and the Kansas City defense made big stops at key moments to help the Chiefs get past the pesky Buffalo Bills 32-29 Sunday night. The win gets the 2-time defending champion Chiefs to the Super Bowl for the 3rd consecutive season. Here was the final call on the Fan.
You're going to have to deal with the Chiefs being the first team in National Football League history to win back-to-back Super Bowls and go to the Super Bowl for a chance for a three-peat.
They'll have to get past the Philadelphia Eagles to win. Quarterback Jalen Hurts rushed for 3 touchdowns, and the Eagles soared to a 55-23 win over the Washington Commanders. It'll be the Eagles' 2nd trip to the Super Bowl in 3 seasons. In NHL action Sunday, the Ottawa Senators scored a 3-1 win over visiting Utah. Gabriel Velarde scored twice and added 2 helpers as the Winnipeg Jets beat the visiting Calgary Flames 5-2. From the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.